Hi folks, Joseph Kursky here with you to talk about Track on Track Revisited, Spatial Accuracy of Field Data. Now back in 2014, I tested the accuracy of smartphone positional accuracy in a small tight area by walking around a track. During a recent visit to teach GIS workshops at Carnegie Mellon University, great place, great campus, I decided to retest again on a running track. My hypothesis was that triangulation off of Wi-Fi hotspots, cell phone towers, and the improved GPS constellation would have improved the spatial accuracy of my resulting track over those intervening years, 4 years. After an hour of walking and collecting the track on my smartphone with a fitness app called Runkeeper, I uploaded my track as a GPX file and created a web map showing it in ArcGIS Online. You can open the map here and it'll look like this. You can also open the map in live format and navigate to the two different locations that I have in the web map. So I have it set up in ArcGIS Online, and what I do is I go to the default, just as it opens. There's Carnegie Mellon University. You can see my track there. You can use the measure tool to measure these distances. You can also use bookmarks and go to Atlanta, and this is the one I had collected back in 2014. Same thing, you can use the measure tool. You can change the base map to a imagery with labels, for example, to see what kind of terrain and what kind of structures were around me, both in Atlanta, downtown, and also in Pittsburgh at Carnegie Mellon. Once I mapped my data, my hypothesis was confirmed. I kept to the same lane on the running track, and the width of the resulting lines averaged about 5 meters, as opposed to 15 meters on the track from 4 years ago. True, the 2014 track variability was no doubt in part because, as you saw, I was surrounded by tall buildings on 3 sides. And you can also see that on the video that I recorded at the same time. While the building heights on the Carnegie Mellon campus were much lower. However, you can measure for yourself on the ArcGIS Online map linked that I just showed you above, and see the improvement over those 2 tracks taken just 4 years apart. I did another test while at Carnegie Mellon University. During my last lap on the track, I moved to the inside lane. This was 5 meters inside the next to outer lane where I completed my other laps. I wanted to see whether this shift would be visible on the resulting map. It is. The lane is clearly visible on the map and on the right side of the graphic below, as you can see here, marked as inside lane. To explore further on the map, go to Contents on the left side of the map and turn on the World Imagery Clarity layer. Then use the Measure tool to measure and determine how close the track is to the satellite imagery, which isn't perfect either, of course, but see the Teachable Moments link below. You will find that at times the track was 0.5 meters from the image underneath lane 1, and at other times 3.5 meters away. Both tracks featured zingers, lines stretching away from the actual walking tracks, resulting from points dropped as I exited the nearby buildings and walked outside, as my location-based service first got its bearings. But again, an improvement was seen. The initial point was 114 meters off in 2014, but in 2018 only 21.5 meters. In both cases, as I remained outside, the points became more accurate. When you collect data, the more time that you spend on the point that you are collecting, typically the more spatially accurate that point is. To dig deeper into issues of GPS track accuracy and precision, see my related essay on errors and teachable moments in collecting data, right here. Be critical of the data, even if it is your own. And on comparing the accuracy of GPS receivers and smartphones and mapping field collected data in ArcGIS Online, here, in this essay, Location-based services on the smartphone still do not yet deliver the spatial accuracy for laying fiber optic cable or determining differences in closely spaced headstones and cemeteries, unless a device such as Bad Elf or a survey-grade GPS is used. Articles are appearing that predict spatial accuracy improvements in smartphones. Even today, though, I was quite pleased with my tracked spatial accuracy, particularly in 2018. I was even more pleased considering that I had the phone in my pocket most of the time I was walking. I did this in part because it was cold, and cold temperatures tend to rapidly deplete my cell phone's battery, which is unfortunate and the subject of other posts, many of which sport numerous ads, so they're not listed here. Happy field data collection and mapping.